Hello and welcome back to another video on the Wrestle Debate and to another edition of Raw out of 10, and of course it is the second night of the draft, and so yeah, the landscape is going to change, as Raw Wrestling Entertainment like to say. We've got some big matches as well, and we're building out to everyone's favourite pay-per-view, Crown Jewel. So yeah, it's going to be a busy show. Let's get straight into it with Becky Lynch kicking off Raw and announcing herself as the first draft pick for Raw. She talked about how she had to give up on the Raw Women's title without actually losing it. Becky showed interest in regaining both belts before Charlotte walked out. Charlotte made fun of Becky before bringing up unfinished business. Bianca Belair made her entrance and Charlotte Flair mocked her. Charlotte said Bianca should thank her for paving the way. Felt that she wasn't in the mood for charity and Belair was about to attack her before Pearce and DeVille walked out and set up the match for the main event. I'm not complaining with that, that's very entertaining. We then got the first round, as I said in the SmackDown video. I'm not going to go through my opinions, I'm just going to say them and go through in a later video. But Becky and Bobby went to Raw and Usos and Sasha went to SmackDown before we got Damian Priest versus Jeff Hardy in a US title match again. Damian started off strong and hit a big tackle, taking down Hardy early on, before Jeff took a few kicks before trying for a chokeslam on the apron, but Hardy blocked it. Hardy hit a dive from the apron. Back on Raw, Hardy was in control of the match and hit a whisper in the wind. Jeff then hit the twist of fate and followed that up with a swanton bomb before Priest reversed it into crucifix pin to pick up the victory. Only a bit of 5 out of 10. The match was okay, but it's just so boring and repetitive. Hardy was cutting a promo when Austin Theory came down. He went for a self-beat, but instead attacked him. To be honest, I kind of thought it was a nice debut. Before, next up on Raw, RK Bro was backstage and randomly challenged Amos to a match before the round 2 happened. Rollins and Priest went to Raw and Nakamura and Boogs and Sheamus went to SmackDown before we got Shayna Baszler versus Dana Brooke. Brooke unloaded on Baszler as the match began and took her to the corner. Shayna managed to power through and take her down and stomped on Brooke. After the match, Shayna attacked Brooke and sent her into the apron. Shayna was about to wreck her arm on the steel steps, but Doudrop came out to make the save and she didn't back off. Yeah, good debut for Doudrop. Interested to see where this goes actually. I'm going to give it 6 out of 10. Backstage, Paul Heyman called himself the warden of the USO penitentiary before he kind of got bantered with it. Before he got Mansoor and Ali versus Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. Mansoor was taken to the corner by Carrillo before tags were made and Garza kept the pressure on. Mansoor got an inverted DDT to get on top and went for a dive, but Humberto took a clothesline. Humberto managed to get back in control and sent Ali face first into the turnbuckles. Garza went in for a lateral press and picked up the win. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Yeah, it's kind of just the same old thing. Hopefully it will be something different for them on the blue brand. The third round saw AJ and Omos and Owens go to Raw, while SmackDown got Baszler and Lee. I thought these were better than the second round picks, but yeah, it is what it is. Back after a break on Raw, Big E called out Drew McIntyre to talk about last week. Drew said that he earned him respect and congratulated him for taking out Lashley. Drew was still talking when the Dirty Dogs interrupted. Ziggler said that Big E owed him a successful career, as did Drew, and showed them all clips before they got a challenge for a match, and it happened. Drew and Ziggler kicked off the match, and Rude was tagged in early on. McIntyre managed to hit a few suplexes before taking a super kick to the face. Ziggler blocked a big ending and was hit with an Uranogi before Big E was about to end the match when Drew forced a tag and came in with a Claymore, picking up the win on Ziggler. Rude tried to attack them after the match, but Big E caught him with a big ending and picked up the W. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Yeah, it was kind of a bit strange in parts, but on the whole, it was fine. Next up on Raw, Reggie was backstage and the usual bollocks was going on before Apollo and Aziz confronted the champ, but they didn't attack him. Reggie made a swift exit, and that was basically it. Before Kevin Owens was back on Raw, before Akira Tozawa interrupted him, Tozawa got in the ring and challenged Reggie to a 24/7 title match before Owens was tired, hit a stunner, and left. That's kind of all we got. Just go to AEW, mate. Before round 4 of night 2 of the draft saw Raw secure the Street Profits and Finn Balor, while SmackDown got the Viking Raiders and Ricochet. All I'm saying is that Raw got pretty favourable there. Before Nikki Ash and Raw Ripley took on Natalia and Tamina. Natalia took Tamina to the corner early on, as Tamina tagged in. Ripley then tagged in and rushed Tamina into the ring, hitting a huge headbutt and got the Northern Lights suplex after Natty tagged in. Tamina broke the pin before Rhea hit a riptide and got the combined finisher with Nikki for the win. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Once again, it's just a match that we've seen loads, and for the first 1 or 2 times it's fine, but when it gets to the 500th time it gets a bit tiring, I can't lie. Next up was round 5 of the draft, Raw got Alexa Bliss and Karrion Kross, while SmackDown took Corey Garza and Cesaro, before Goldberg was out next and said that he was going to give Lashley payback. Lashley came out and said it wasn't intentional. Sure, pal. He asked Lashley to step in the ring so he can break his neck. Lashley came out and said that Goldberg could have a match, he was defamating him, but he could have a match only if it's no holds barred. Then Goldberg agreed, and he said he could kill him, before Cedric and Shelton came out to attack Goldberg, but it's kind of what you'd expect. Goldberg quickly rocked back on top, and in the end was dominating. But it was fine on the whole, to be honest. Seth Rollins was backstage and was ready to party. This was incredibly weird. Before Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, who just got destroyed by Goldberg, were taking on the New Day. Woods came in and hit a tilt-a-whirl suplex after Kofi dominated the early proceedings. Woods was sent outside of the ring before he came back in and hit a huge elbow drop for the win. The Street Profits walked out after the match and congratulated the New Day before celebrating their final night on the show. One thing I will say is the Hurt Business, they kind of just come back together and have just started losing. Not great that. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. RK-Bro then came out, but Amos and AJ Styles were moaning. AJ and Amos face off with RK-Bro in the ring and Randy threw the first punch before he hit an RKO, and that was the end of the segment. It was weird. Would have preferred a Randy Amos match, but it is what it is. Before next up, the final round of the draft, Gable Stevenson did not see this coming, and Carmella joining the Red Brand, while Sami Zayn and Ridge Holland, excited to see him, didn't see that coming either, joining SmackDown. So an eventful last round to the draft. Becky Lynch was then on commentary, and it was main event time. Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair. They went out to ringside, and they were both showing off to Becky. Bianca dodged some big moves in the ring early on, before Flair blocked a suplex on the apron, before tossing Bianca over the barricade. After a break on Raw, Bianca hit a big stalling suplex, but took a big lariat from the Queen. Charlotte went for the hair and got a spear before getting a nearfall. Belair was about to pick up the win when Becky dragged her out of the ring. Sasha Banks rushed in after Bianca was taken down and took out both Becky and Charlotte, and she stood tall as Raw went off the air. I'm giving this 7 out of 10. Non-finish, kind of, it's WWE, we all knew it was coming. But on the whole, this match was fun, and it's an interesting little 4-way programme, this. Overall, Raw this week gets I can't decide. I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10. I was debating between a 5 and a 6. There were some good bits on it. I was very inconsistent show. One segment to the next would go up and down. But rematches galore. Some of the draft picks were interesting. Some of the matches were good. Just a mixed show. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Remember your thoughts, comments down below. Fully answer to link description below for daily wrestling news. And subscribe to the channel. Subscribe right now. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.